Hey Soul Fam, welcome back to the Emily the Mystic YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you're here today for our video, which is going to be diving into a topic of mine that is near and dear to my heart, and one in which I can't believe I've never quite covered, but feels important and feels like would really benefit those of you who are wanting to deepen your spiritual journey and are not knowing what those next steps could be with your own spiritual practice. So today I'm diving into the depths of my Akashic Records journey. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, I am an Akashic Records master consultant and teacher, and it's a big focus of a lot of my work because focusing on the journey of the soul, to me, is one of the most profound things that you can focus on within the spiritual industry, within the spiritual space, and within the personal human journey. I mean, focusing on the soul, wow, it doesn't get much more profound than that. And for those of you who have been here for a while, you've seen me channeling different galactic beings. You've seen me talking about how the Akashic Records can help you. You've heard me sort of share little anecdotes here and there, but I thought I would take it back to the beginning of where my Akashic Records journey first began, and so that you can receive some information about how I got started, and hopefully this will be very expansive for you in your own life, no matter where you are in your spiritual journey. So my Akashic Records journey, when I first learned about the Akashic Records, I, like perhaps maybe you too, I thought the Akashic Records were a physical place. Now don't laugh at me, but I'm going to laugh because I literally thought that people who were able to read the Akashic Records had some sort of skeleton key to some mystical library somewhere, and that they could have access to all of these scrolls of information about the soul. And I don't know why I thought that, but it just seemed like this really mystical modality to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn more about this. It's so mysterious. I mean, that word, the Akashic Records, wow. And I feel like the word Akashic and the combination of the Akashic Records actually leads many people away from this modality because and I believe it's pretty misunderstood because it's such a big word, it's such a big term, and so many people don't understand and know what it means. So we're going to be breaking that down too in just a second here. But my way of explaining the Akashic Records, what they really are, is that they are a metaphysical, energetic library of information about every soul, everything ever in existence. And when I think of the metaphysical world as an intuitive, I like to think of it and describe it as being different dimensions, and each dimension represents a different energetic frequency that we can tap into using our psychic and intuitive senses. So if you were to imagine yourself with a radio dial in front of you, turning that dial to different stations, maybe the first station is country music, second station is rock, third station is pop music, right? When you're using your psychic and intuitive senses, you can turn the dial to different stations, and you can tune into the angels in the angelic realm, and tune into your spirit guides, which are a different frequency. Whole other topic for another day. And we can tune into the Akashic Records. We can tune into mediumship and connecting to loved ones on the other side. And so the Akashic Records is an energetic frequency. And when we are navigating this energetic frequency, we can be trained to use our psychic and intuitive senses to receive information from this energetic library. The other way that I like to describe it is being like a fifth dimensional, high frequency cloud storage library of information. And so we can pull things, we can channel things, we can receive things from this cloud storage library. Now, because it is a cloud storage library, an energetic library, it's massive, right? So there's so much in there. There's so much energetic information in there. There's so much to take a look at. And I frequently will get asked by people, can everybody access the Akashic Records? Is this a skill that we can all learn? And yes, absolutely. I believe that it can be learned, and I believe that we can all access the records. However, that can be very overwhelming if you're not trained, if you're not taught how to ask the right questions, if you don't know where to look or what to look for. It can be kind of opening this Pandora's box of information and knowledge and wisdom. And there's so much there. There's so much to take a look at. So that leads me to, what does the Akashic Records mean? What does that title mean? So Akashic comes from the Sanskrit word Akasha, which means the energetic substance from which all of life is formed. So the Akashic Records are literally the energetic substance from which all of life is formed, and the record of that. It's the record of the energy of our world, of our universe, of our entire existence, of everything connected to divine source, which is pretty profound if you think about it in that way. There's a lot there. Again, it really is like tapping into Pandora's box. And so when I was first learning about the Akashic Records and exploring on my own, I would go on YouTube, like you're probably doing. Maybe you've searched for a video about tapping into the records, a meditation. I have my own. I'll link it below. We're not going to do that in this video, but if you've tried to do a meditation on your own, that's where I got started. And the first ever meditation that I did, I remember I was seeing all these different visuals. I was tuning into, I feel like I was tuning into dolphin energy and just seeing different visuals in my mind's eye, but I had no idea what that meant, and I had no context for what that was about because I didn't know to ask questions. I didn't know what to look for. Didn't know that it's important to set an intention before going into the Akashic Records. So it was very open-ended, and it left me curious, it left me wondering. So from there, I booked a couple of different Akashic Records readings with different practitioners. And now, what's really interesting is that there are so many possibilities and different ways that we can work with the Akashic Records. And to me, that's really exciting. I love that because it allows for unlimited freedom and creative potential when it comes to being a spiritual practitioner. It's like there's so many different ways you can work with this and look at this. For a lot of people, that's overwhelming. A lot of people want the paint-by-numbers system and the step-by-step process. And so there are Akashic Records practitioners that, and I'm not knocking this or making this seem in a bad light, just to share with you the different styles of reading the records. Some schools of teaching the records will teach you that there are certain things that you can look for in the records, and they will provide you a list of labels, a list of soul groups, for example, a list of cosmic origins, a list of purpose types, a list of past life archetypes that you can have had in other lifetimes. And so some Akashic Record schools will teach you to scan the lists of information by using your intuitive senses, maybe using a pendulum to scan for yes or no on all of those different pieces of information in order to deliver information to the client about who they are at a soul level. Now that's fantastic, and that can provide a lot. It can help teach somebody more about who they are. It can help them kind of understand the reasons for their behavior and perhaps how they've gotten to where they are today. But the way that I work with the Akashic Records and my style of reading and working with the Akashic Records is so different, and I'm here to share with you why and how that is. So I had a couple of readings from different practitioners in that style where they gave me information about me and my soul, and of course it made sense and loved that. So helpful, so important. But I actually ended up being guided to take it a step further, and found through, of course, being intuitively nudged towards this person, found the creator of the Soul Journeys methodology, Akashic Record methodology, which as of filming this video, I currently teach my students. The Soul Journeys methodology was created by Jennifer Longmore. And Jennifer's experience, she had went through a massive quantum reawakening upgrade process where she was working, I believe, as a Reiki healer at the time. And in the middle of the night, she was pulled out of her bed by what she later learned to be the Akashic Record keepers. And they told her that she was going to be reading the Akashic Records and teaching them, and that it was time for her to download the system for being able to do that. And now she teaches that system. So I was lucky enough to be able to have a reading with Jennifer. And that reading was such a catalyst for me on my journey. That reading not only gave me information like many Akashic Records readings will do, but it also helped guide me towards healing a lot of important things in my life that I had locked away, pushed behind me, ignored, and also manifesting the life that I wanted to create for myself. At the time when I had scheduled that reading, I had just decided, maybe a few weeks beforehand, that I wanted to pivot my fitness coaching business at the time into a spiritual business. I was at the time doing psychic, intuitive mediumship readings for clients. I was also doing fitness coaching, and I wanted to combine the two and use my work to help other people. And I was also working in a corporate job, and I was so desperate. I was so ready to leave my corporate job and do something else with my life, become a business owner, become an entrepreneur. So that reading helped me heal from my past and also helped me manifest my future, and confirmed for me and was a mirror for me of everything I already knew about where I was going, about the fact that I am here to be an intuitive teacher and leader. And it helped me really feel confident in myself and in my path. So I share all of that with you because the Soul Journeys methodology of working with the Akashic Records, which is what I do, and I also put my own spin on it that I'm going to tell you in a moment, is so profound because it helps you not only learn about who you are as a soul, but heal from past experiences, from all levels of your soul's journey, including past lifetimes, parallel lifetimes, and manifest the next steps on your path. Within the Soul Journeys methodology, we teach that you are a quantum creator of your life, of your reality. You are solely responsible for the circumstances going on in your external reality. And therefore, you have the unlimited power and potential to manifest anything that you want for yourself. But you have to decide what you want. And in deciding what you want and setting that intention, even if you're not totally clear, even if you don't know the how or the details yet, you just have a vision for yourself, we can make that come true. We can manifest that outcome, that reality, by healing from your past and by shifting your energy, clearing resistance, clearing energetic resistance in your auric field to align you with the outcome that you want and to align you with the vision that you have for yourself. And to me, that is so much more profound than just giving my clients a piece of paper with information about who they are as a soul. And I've done those readings. I have in the past written Akashic Records readings. You've probably watched a video of mine where I've talked about them, and they're great because, again, they teach you about more about who you are, and there's a purpose for that. But if you know what you want and you're ready to up-level your life and to take yourself and your journey to that next level, having a tool that can help you to do that, to heal from the past, to clear the energetic resistance, is so incredibly profound. And for me, it totally changed my life. And so because that reading blew my life wide open, I started working with Jennifer one-on-one. And during the course of doing that one-on-one work, which I have a modality that I use when I work with my one-on-one clients, it's called the Akashic Ascension Codes. That's a whole other video for another time, but in brief, the Akashic Ascension Codes are a very profound energy technology that allows you to raise your vibration in a fast way. It cuts through all of the noise, it cuts through all of the crap, and allows you to raise your vibration very, very quickly. But it's energetic work that's not for the faint of heart. And what it does is, let's say the normal timeline of your life is like, it goes like this. It goes in waves that are pretty soft, right? These waves are soft. You're going to have some nice highs, you're going to have a couple of lows, and your life is going to feel like this. Working with the Akashic Ascension codes shortens the timeline and collapses time and space, so that because the timeline has been shortened, these waves all of a sudden become high peaks and low valleys. And eventually your frequency will adjust, but in the beginning, it's going to feel a little wonky, and you're going to feel a little, you may feel a little ungrounded, and that's normal. But it helps you to get to where you want to be even more quickly, because again, your energy has been shifted, your vibration has been up-leveled so fast that it cuts the time that it would normally take you to manifest something in half. And so things get let go of from your reality so much more quickly, and new things come in so much more quickly. So for me, what happened was I was sort of preparing in the back of my mind to quit my corporate job, and I was doing this deep energy work. I was doing a lot of trauma healing, and I kid you not, I show up to my corporate job one day, and I look at my computer screen, and I couldn't even comprehend what I was reading. I used to do a lot of work with Excel spreadsheets in my corporate job. I couldn't even understand old spreadsheets, things that I had been doing for years. It looked like I was reading a different language. Like all of a sudden the spreadsheets were in Greek and I had no idea how to read them. And that's because my vibration shifted so fast that I was no longer a vibrational match for that job. And what did I have to do? I had to quit because I couldn't work. I couldn't show up. I couldn't do the work. I felt like I was talking in a different language to my coworkers. I was like all the way over here, and they were there, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's not a hierarchy. I'm not trying to say that's bad, good or bad, but I was just in such a different energy. I couldn't be there anymore. I couldn't do the work that I was supposed to do, and I literally had to quit. And it happened so fast, I wasn't expecting it. And I created this whole plan in my mind of, I'm going to put in a certain number of weeks. Maybe they'll let me stay for a month so that I can train the next person after me. And nope, the Akashic Records, but my guides, my higher self, they were like, nope, you're going to be gone. And lo and behold, I had to leave that Friday. And it happened so fast. The timeline was so fast. And I honestly wasn't fully prepared. If you've seen my video about how I quit my corporate job to do this work full time, didn't have a lot of savings, didn't really have a lot of money. I had credit cards and a vision and some clients. And the magic of the Akashic Records was that they helped me manifest that business. And I kid you not, the month after my last paycheck, I manifested a tax refund for the exact amount of money that I needed in order to pay my bills that month. And then the month after that, I had enough time to create an offering and call in clients and was able to replace my income the month after that. And I have never, to this day, knock on wood, never made less than I earned working in my corporate job in a month. It's incredible. And I credit a lot of that to this work and to the Akashic Records. So I'm going to give you a few other examples, and an example too of how I was able to do that, because that seems pretty miraculous. That seems pretty magical. And some of you may be thinking, well, you're just lucky, or you're a chosen one, or you were designed for this. And yes, I was designed for this, but I'm not a chosen one. And it's not just because of luck. I was rapidly healing from past life trauma, from challenges within my family lineage and history, challenges from my childhood, trapped emotions and heavy energies in my auric field from childhood situations. And all of that energetic gunk, we can let go of in the Akashic Records in a millisecond. And as soon as it's gone, your vibration shifts so quickly that you are able to manifest some of these things really fast. It's magical. And so I'll give you a couple of examples. So that's an example from my own life. I have another client who we've been working together for a couple of years, but her most recent thing was that she was looking for a home in the city that she lives in. She lives in San Diego, which is a very high value real estate market. Properties there are quite expensive. And my client was feeling kind of unworthy, kind of stuck when it came to finding her home. She just kind of felt like she wasn't getting what she wanted. She couldn't find her vision on the market, and she was really frustrated by that. And so we went into the Akashic Records together, and we discovered that there were some worthiness blocks. There were some energetic resistances. There was some family stuff that was keeping her from finding the home that she wanted. And one of the cool things I do with my clients in the records is, especially if you're not 100% clear on your vision, is I will guide you into a meditation for you to visualize the thing that you want. We literally tap into a future timeline. And we were tapping into this future timeline. She was seeing the home that she wanted in her mind's eye, describing it to me. I was having her talk about it out loud. And she left the session feeling good about it. And I get a message from her, I want to say like 10 days later. It wasn't even that long. It was like maybe 2 weeks maximum, saying, Emily, I found the house. And it was the exact house I saw in the meditation. And my mind blew my mind. They accepted her offer on the house. She's now moved into the house and she now lives there. And to me, that is just so profound. And how cool is that to manifest something like that? I have another client who we worked together again for, I want to say 6 to 8 months. And this client came to me with a pretty sizable Instagram audience, pretty sizable amount of followers, but felt like her work was never really resonating with people and was struggling with money, finances, clients as a result of that. And so we spent a lot of time working on visibility and diving into her past lives where she had been persecuted or harmed or hurt in some way for being her true self, and healing those past lives. Not only after we finished working together, not only did she manifest an engagement for herself, but she also manifested a spot on a game show in the theme. So this client was obsessed with Star Wars and obsessed with game shows, and she was featured as a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune for a Star Wars theme, and she won like $25,000. I kid you not. It's incredible. This work is incredible. I am so blessed to be able to help people with it because the results are amazing. But the thing is about the Akashic Records and with any spiritual work, the results are not going to be instant. They may happen more quickly. We can collapse the timeline. So what may take you 5 years may take you 2. Or what may take you a year may take you 6 months, right? But things may not necessarily happen overnight. And so part of the process of my work with my clients is we work together over a longer period of time, a longer container of time. My clients tend to stick around. And we work together between 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, even a year or more. And over time, we raise the vibration, we clear resistance, we clear past life trauma, we clear trauma from this lifetime. And your energy shifts so much that you don't become a different person. You become who you really are, is what it is. And because you're so much more of your authentic self, you manifest the things that you want. And sometimes that happens a little bit after our time working together. Sometimes it happens during the container. But it does take time. And sticking with the process is so valuable because with the consistency of working in the records, you will get to where you want to go. And to be able to really refine that vision and get clear on that vision really helps get you excited for the possibility of the future, of what is out there for you. Or to figure out that maybe the thing that you wanted isn't actually what you wanted. I've had that happen to me in my life so many times, where I've wanted to manifest something and I've written it down, and then I've sat with it and have thought about it, and I'm like, this isn't coming from me. This is something society taught me, or my parents, or this is because I've seen somebody else on social media with this and decided I wanted it for myself. But in reality, it's not something that I actually wanted. So that can happen too. And there's a lot of value in finding what you don't want, right? The Akashic Records are a really incredible modality to learn, especially if you're already intuitive and have some level of training, whether you are a psychic, a medium, you channel, you are a Reiki healer or an energy healer in some capacity. The Akashic Records help you take those gifts to the next level. So for me, I had already been trained in mediumship. I'd been trained in using psychic gifts. And so I was doing readings for people that were like basic life guidance, bringing in their loved ones, which is beautiful. And there's a place in the market and people need readings like that. And having a modality that helps you go deeper with the client to discover those deeper levels of information is such a beautiful thing. So another example, well, actually, I'm going to take it back to the San Diego house example for a second here. In a psychic reading, a psychic may tell you, oh, you're going to find the house that you want, and they'll give you the information. May not come true, may not necessarily come true. You don't know. They're just telling you. You're like, okay, great. You get excited, and then maybe a few weeks go by or a month and it doesn't happen. Or maybe it does happen, but there's sort of that like lack of clarity about the how and the process. In the Akashic Records, we can discover, okay, if you want this home, here's what's blocking you. It's coming from a past life vow of poverty, where you were taught to believe that you were not worthy of having wealth and money and a nice home. It's coming from your childhood programming and conditioning, where you were led to believe that you're not worthy of having a nice house, all of these different things. So tapping into those deeper layers is it's so profound and provides such a high level of service to our clients to help them to heal from the challenges and the traumas that they've been through in this lifetime and others, and also to help them create what they want. So at the beginning of a session with me, you're going to hear me ask you, okay, what are your intentions? What would you like to focus on? And is there anything that you're actively creating that you would like to manifest? It's not a service to me to prove to you that I can read you and that I can pick up on little bits of psychic information about you. It's not helpful to you. Sure, it can build trust, absolutely. And you're going to get that in a reading for sure. But the more profound thing is when I am able to guide you towards discovering what exactly is blocking you or where the resistance is around manifesting something or creating something for yourself. You get to take the reins back into your life. To me, sometimes with receiving a psychic reading, there's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of responsibility because you are just sitting there wanting the other person to tell you what's going to happen. I'm sorry. If this is triggering, I apologize, but it's just coming out. It's being channeled live in this moment. With the Akashic Records, you are taking full responsibility for your life. And so for those of you that are intuitives and practitioners, not only does that command a higher level of client who is taking responsibility for their life and their actions and creating their reality and their outcome, and that also warrants a higher price point in terms of your readings, in terms of your one-on-one work. Many of you have probably gone to look at booking a reading with me and have seen the price point and have been like, oh my gosh, what? How can a reading be a $400 price point? And it is, because it is a high level of service. And because based on everything I've shared with you, there is so much value in that. And this work, it works. It works. I've got a million testimonials on my website, my Instagram, my Google business page. So the proof is all there. And the more you trust yourself, the greater the possibility that the reality that you want will come true. Or you'll decide that you want something else. So if this sounds really cool to you, I want you to consider for a moment the possibility that you could have a tool like this that you could use for yourself on a daily basis. Not just having a reading done by somebody else, but you could have the opportunity and the possibility to tap into your records daily if you wanted, to get guidance about your future and about manifesting the things on your manifestation list. And how cool is that to be able to do that for yourself every single day? So what I teach in my Akashic Records training is you're given a 30-day protocol where you go into your records every day for 30 days. And building that trust muscle of learning to communicate with your Akashic guides, learning how to receive information, ask the right questions, all of that builds the muscle. And then after the 30 days are up, you feel like a totally different person. You're like, oh my gosh, wow. Look at what I did, look at what I learned, look at how I feel. It's really remarkable, and it's very fun, and it's very, very cool to be able to have the ability to do that for yourself. And we teach you to do that for yourself first before you learn to read for other people. It's actually harder to read for yourself. Side note, it's so much easier to read for other people because you have less bias. And then when you learn to read for other people, there's so much magic in that, especially because people can mirror back to you messages and things that you need to know about your own life. And that work is so cool. And to be able to transform lives. So, if all of that sounds like exactly what you need to take your spiritual journey to the next level and be a catalyst in your own life, I would love to invite you into my next round of Akashic Records training that is happening in a few weeks. I am teaching level 1, which is how to read your own records, on August 29th and 30th as I'm filming this video of 2023. It is a 2-day, full-day training, and I ideally want you to be there live for all of it. If you have to be in and out, that's okay. It's all being recorded. There's also a printed manual so that you can follow along as we're going through the different exercises. I'm going to teach you how to do inner child work. I'm going to teach you how to do past life work. I'm going to teach you how to manifest things in the records. I'm going to teach you how to do future timeline work. It is so fun and will change your life in so many profound ways. And then you get to learn how to read for other people. In level 2, I teach you how to read for others. In level 3, I teach you advanced healing techniques and some of the deeper psychology behind working with the records. So I'd love to have you in this training. I'm going to leave the link below. Come check it out. If you need more information or have questions, feel free to comment below or find me on Instagram. I'm Emily the Mystic. Send me a DM. I'll happily get back to you. If you're not sure if it's the right fit for you, we can absolutely have a conversation about that. And by the way, you don't need to do this work for other people. If you simply want this as a tool for your own growth, I have so many clients do that, who just want to do level 1 purely for their own self-growth and have a tool where you can focus on healing for manifestation. So by all means, we can absolutely do that together for sure. And if this video was helpful to you, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I can't wait to teach you how to read your own records. And I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye for now.